It's great, man. What an upset. What an upset.
It surprised you?
No, not at all. Rolly still got the goods, man, and he showed it. At 147, he's been saying it this whole week, how he's comfortable at that weight.
Hey, Ryan, keep your hands up, Ryan. Let's do shit. Keep your hands up.
Rolly, no te apures.
Stay calm and relax, nigga. Relax, Ryan.
Relax, Ryan. Good job, baby. Inteligente. No te apures.
Yeah, I didn't think it was great.
He's been calling your name. Remember that night when we were interviewing you?
Yeah, he sees holes in my team and in my performances.
What did you make of
That was
it?
a very disappointing performance. Yeah, it was terrible.
You still want to get in there with him next time?
Nah, definitely not. Not interested. Thank you.
When I go back to Ryan Garcia really quickly, you talked about it's just bad matchmaking. Is a lot of this pro fight game stuff just as important for the matchmaker to be just as astute at his job as it is the fighter?
Absolutely. But you can't blame, without knowing the background, you can't blame anybody, because it may very well be that the people at Golden Boy were telling Garcia, don't go into a fight like this, take a tune-up fight, get yourself back in the ring and so forth. I mean, anybody who knows boxing would tell Garcia that's what he should do. But I guess the money that Turkey put up was so big that they decided to go for the money. But that doesn't make any sense.
And we saw this before last summer with Big Baby, kind of a similar thing. Is this money that's being thrown at these fighters to the detriment of their careers, and they're not realizing it?
It could be
yet?
to the detriment of the career, because the fighters look at the money, and that's all they care about, and they don't realize that maybe you don't take a fight that you shouldn't take. I mean, Big Baby was so unprepared for Bacoli that it was a joke. We told him, we were against the fight. Our matchmakers were against the fight. But, this was a multi-million-dollar purse, and Big Baby insisted on taking it, and Bacoli knocked him out, So sometimes you can't blame the matchmakers or promoters. Sometimes it's the fighter who's blinded with the money.
Damn! Yo, Keyshawn, what do you think? What happened?
I thought he was going to stop. Yo, I thought he was going to stop. I thought I boxed you. Yeah, I thought that was
I'm at the judges' table.
No, I'm very happy for Rolly. Sad short shot for Ryan Garcia, but hey, look, don't overlook anybody. And I think Rolly had a great game plan. He listened to his team very well. And before he went to the event, my father told him, just keep your right hand up the whole night, and that's it. You'll win the fight, and he did that. And he looked great.
Virgil, what's up, champ? Just got to get your reaction about what you think about that Rolly win.
He deserved it. Ryan just wasn't active enough. Rolly was landing more punches. There wasn't really a whole lot to go off of, but Rolly was more effective.
Are you surprised by the dub? No, you thought Rolly could pull it off?
I didn't know who was gonna win. If I'm being, I thought it was gonna end in a knockout by either way. But I didn't know who. But I'm surprised that it went to the distance.
Were you shocked when he got dropped?
No, because Rolly hits hard.
Man, it was cool. We sat here for all three fights. It was alright though.
What do you think about Ryan? Where does he go from here after this loss?
I don't know. It looking like everybody got to go back to the scoreboard. I feel like Rolly. I like the way the both
to the both
boards they got. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I like the way Rolly took his time. He picked his shots and stuff like that. That was my take of the whole night. That was the best part of the night. Just watching Rolly take his time, pick his shots. He was strong for sure.
Yeah.
But we knew that.
Was it the layoff, you think? The year layoff? He wasn't active?
I don't know.
Or he just doesn't want it?
I don't know what it is. I can't say. You know, I wasn't in his camp or nothing like that. But you know, it could be a few things. You know, some people say it was a PEDs. So you know, you got to get back.
Definitely. Now talking about Devin Haney, what did you think about his performance?
I feel like everybody could have did a little bit better. You know, we seen all of them perform better.
Yeah,
you know,
that was another year layoff, so maybe that affected him.
Right, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, these were strange fights. A couple of them, you know. But it was great to be back doing blow by blow. Had a fantastic time with Antonio Tarver. Had a fantastic time with Mike Coppinger. I wish that there had been more action.
Yeah.
It's quite unbelievable. CompuBox has counted punches in 15,000 fights.
Wow.
2 of those fights are now among the 5 fights with the lowest number of punches ever. Okay?
Wow.
So you're looking at 2 of the 5 lowest punch output fights in a 15,000 fight catalog. That's unreal. These are supposed to be action fighters. You know? And you would have thought that Garcia would have recognized from the midpoint of the fight on that he had to generate more activity.
Yes.
But he didn't. Derek James yelled at him, tried to get him to do it, etc., etc. Fighters are unusual human beings. They don't always do what we expect them to do. Rolly Romero moved up in weight, put on a lot of muscle, looked spectacular in there, and had a plan and executed. Won the fight.
Definitely.
You saw what Devin did in the other fight on the card. He got the W, maybe not in the way that he wanted. I spoke to Eddie after
No, that's
the fight.
way he wants it. That's the way that Haney's definitely wanted. That was, for them, excellent boxing. That's Mayweather new money. That's the Mayweather edition of their plans.
By Ryan Garcia's performance tonight, a fantastic victory for Rolando Romero. Almost made it look kind of easy.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I was surprised how he. I think he just never recovered from that check hook that Rolly did on him. So, you know, I think he was too hesitant, and maybe the hunger is not there like it should be for Ryan Garcia. But hopefully he gets back on his feet, and hopefully we still see the rematch between himself and Devin Haney.
You were super outgoing all fight week. I asked Ryan in the build-up, I said, is it hard when you're doing big podcasts all having a go at each other to focus on your opponent? You seem like the only one who maybe kept that focus in there. What was the whole build-up like for you? This was different, right?
It's our job. It's our job to entertain everyone, all of you that are watching. It's our job to give everybody a show. I mean, we're having so many people cross over. We had 200 or 300 special talent guests around watching us fight tonight in the ring. So you got to live up to it. You have to. And I'm that type of person that always wants to exceed to those expectations.
Ryan, how you feeling, champ?
Good.
No, we have another one right there. I'll be in the front. You're good. Yeah.
Thank you.
This is fine.
You got room in there? 2 more?
And the atmosphere, I just wanted to get you to touch on, we just finished watching the whole program. The atmosphere just didn't seem like the traditional atmosphere.
Well, it wasn't
we're
the
used to.
traditional atmosphere. It doesn't mean it was bad. It was sort of pretty interesting having the fight in Times Square, coming off the way it did. But it's not the same atmosphere as enclosed arena. It just isn't.
So just last thoughts about Devin Haney. Where does he go from here?
I don't know where he goes from here. You know, he's certainly fighting the way he did tonight. I mean, boxing fans take anything, but who the hell wants to see him fight? I mean, that really was a terrible performance.
So out of the performance of everybody that you saw tonight, who do you think is the best fighter at this point in their career out of everyone we just witnessed?
Well, I think Teofimo. You know, no real medals on him. He didn't fight a great fight. and he was in with Barboza, who, again, as I said, can't break an egg. So he should have been more aggressive. But at least you saw his whole arsenal.
The much-anticipated showdown between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero took place, and here are some reactions by pros. Even before the first punch, the pros were already picking sides like they knew what was coming. Oscar didn't waste a second. He stepped up and made it loud. He said Ryan's speed and power were on another level. No hesitation, no doubt. Ryan's knocking Rolly out in 5. He made it clear this isn't going the distance, and when it ends, it won't be close. He's expecting a dominant performance, not just an ordinary win.
Give me your round prediction for Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero.
No, look, it's a short, sweet fight. I like that fight in less than 5 rounds.
Less than 5 rounds?
Yeah, I like Ryan knocking the out of him. No disrespect to Rolly's. I think he has that puncher's chance, and that's boxing.
Right.
Sorry to say, but it's going to be a great fight while it lasts.
So 5-round KO for Ryan Garcia.
Within 5.
But not everyone was sold on the hype. Canelo, never one to hold back, made his stance crystal clear. He wasn't handing out praise. He was throwing shade, and he meant every word. He's seen what it takes to reach the top, and he wasn't convinced Ryan had it yet. For Canelo, talk is cheap, and fists do the real talking. He stated, "I can't say what he's going to eat on Saturday, but he's going to eat punches. That's what he's going to eat. In that way, he's going to eat." While Canelo was throwing shots, others saw something different in Ryan. Teddy Atlas, a voice that carries weight in boxing, looked past the noise. He focused on what really matters, Ryan's mindset. If Ryan has his head right, Teddy believes he's a serious threat. Not just to win, but to break Rolly down and stop him before the final bell.
Does he have pictures on somebody? He keeps getting these fights. He loses the big ones, and he gives his all. I'm not knocking him, but he loses the big ones, and then he comes up and gets a big fight where obviously it passes somebody else up on the line that probably thinks, hey, wait a minute, I've been winning. I've been winning over here, and I'm not getting this shot. This guy loses when he gets them, and he gets another one. Like, what the? Like, what the heck? I can't just definitively say no, not because of Romero, but because of Ryan. My only question is, has he found himself? And it's not physical. It's not physical at all. At all. I have no doubts he's good physically. Has he found himself mentally? If he has, and I'm going to venture to say yes, he has. But if he has, then he wins this fight. And he probably wins it by stoppage. If he hasn't, it could be very interesting because Romero will throw, he will try, he will come forward, and he can punch.
But not everyone was counting Rolly out. Jeff Mayweather kept it real. He respects both fighters, their power, and what they bring to the ring. Still, loyalty matters. He's known Rolly for years and trusts what he's made of. For Jeff, it's not just about talent, it's about belief, and his money's on Rolly.
That's a pretty good fight. They're both friends, and they used to spar with one another in the gym quite often, but unfortunately I wasn't there to see it. But still, I think that it's going to be a great fight. I think Rolly has more of a puncher's chance than I think Ryan is the more complete fighter with skills. But Rolly definitely has a puncher's chance. I mean, he's a very big puncher, and but Ryan's a big puncher as well, so it's another one of those fights that is close to pick who's gonna win. I'm going with Rolly because I know him and he's a friend of mine. So.
And just when the debate couldn't get any hotter, Robert Garcia stepped in with his take. A veteran trainer who's seen it all, Robert didn't hold back. He sized up both fighters, breaking down their flaws and strengths like a surgeon. No sugarcoating, no playing it safe. He said what he meant and meant what he said. With years of experience behind him, his words carried weight and they hit hard.
I think it's an interesting fight. I think Ryan's speed and power will be the main difference there, and I think I do pick Ryan to win, but it's still interesting. You know, Rolly's always puts up good fights, always puts up good shows, so you know, it's a great fight to watch.
Tim Bradley never one to sit on the fence. With his fighter's mindset and sharp eye, he didn't waste time dancing around his opinion. He looked at Ryan's speed, timing, and killer instinct and called it straight. For Bradley, this isn't just another fight, it's a setup for a knockout. He made it clear, if Ryan shows up focused, someone's hitting the floor.
You got a puncher's chance, that's it. You know, he can punch. It's a puncher's chance. I mean, yeah, I mean, when you got power, you got a chance. I mean, you just got to land one, right? But I don't see it. I think Ryan, I think Ryan has changed, definitely. I think his character has definitely changed. You know, with the way he's displaying it now, a lot more calmer, very respectful. You know, look like a real businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
As the energy around the card kept building, Teofimo Lopez jumped in with his own prediction, one that turned heads. Confident as ever, Teo wasn't just talking about one fight, he laid out how the whole night should unfold. With his own bout on the line, he wasn't shy about calling winners across the board. He backed himself, backed Haney, and yes, he backed Ryan too. No hesitation, no doubt, just straight confidence. He stated, I believe that, it should go rightfully as planned. Me victorious, Haney victorious, and Ryan Garcia. Yes, I do. And just when the noise couldn't get any louder, Ryan's own camp added fuel to the fire. His father stepped in, calm but confident, like a man who's seen the work up close. No overhyping, just straight belief in what Ryan's bringing to the ring. He wasn't talking about a close fight or a long night. He's expecting a knockout, and he's expecting it early or midway through.
Rolly is one-dimensional, you know, and if he tries to change it, don't do it. Stay who you are, but I mean, we don't take anybody lightly, you know, because anybody can, you know, get hit, you know. But I see it as Ryan being more methodical, more, you know, understanding, and when he sees the opening, he's going to take it.
You expect a knockout, seeing what you've seen in camp?
Absolutely. Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Do we see it early?
It could be, you know, mid rounds. It could be, you know, the later rounds. But Ryan's the type that if he sees it in the early rounds, he's going to take it. And he will take it.
As the predictions kept rolling in, another big name threw his opinion into the mix. Jaime Munguia, known for his power and pressure in the ring. Jaime kept it respectful, but made his pick clear. He gave Rolly credit where it was due, calling him a real threat with serious punching power. But when it came down to choosing a winner, he didn't hesitate. Jaime sees something in Garcia, and he's backing him to get it done. He stated, it's a great fight because Rolly is a great puncher, but I think that Garcia is taking the win. After all the talk, all the picks, and all the noise, Rolly Romero made sure his voice cut through it all. No predictions, no technical breakdowns, just pure confidence. He didn't bother with details or rounds. For Rolly, the outcome was simple and brutal. He's not just aiming to win, he's planning to put Ryan flat on the canvas and turn out the lights.
Ryan Garcia flatline on the canvas. That's about it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like extraordinary, like no complete like, oh, this is gonna happen in this round, is this gonna, like, nah, just sleeping.
Yeah,
good night.
You're confident in a knockout.
Yeah.
Ryan wasn't about to let Rolly do all the talking. He fired back with that signature swagger and a look that said he meant every word. No respect, no holding back. Just straight shots at Rolly's size, skill, and future. Ryan didn't just promise a win, he promised an ending. In his eyes, this isn't just a fight, it's Rolly's final chapter.
Now, I'm next to him, he looks smaller than me. You look like a baby compared to me. I know I'm a big dude, so you're in for a rude awakening if you think any of that's gonna work. You know, it kind of showed me that your strength ain't really up there anymore when I seen your last two fights with Pitbull and the other dudes. So you're in for some. It might be your last fight.
What a fight. All the talk, the predictions, the confidence. It led to a showdown that delivered the drama everyone was waiting for. Now that the dust has settled, it's time to ask the real questions. Did your side win? Was the knockout everything you hoped for? Or were you shocked by who hit the canvas? Did the hype match the outcome? And maybe the biggest one of all, are you satisfied with how it ended? Because no matter where you stood before the bell rang, the fight is over. The truth showed up under those lights. So who really owned the night? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this.